Does it seem like everyone and their mama is selling digital products online? Are you on the outside looking in, wanting to get into this digital product game too? If you want to start selling digital products online but you have no idea where to start, have no fear. In this video, I'm going to share with you the secrets to selling digital products online as a newbie. Let's get into it. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm an online business coach as well as full-time wife and mom. I do all the things, I wear all the hats, but I really love and specialize helping people make a living online from the knowledge and the skills that they already have. And in today's video, I really want to go over how to start selling digital products as a newbie, because selling digital products is literally one of my favorite ways and one of my favorite revenue streams in terms of generating an income online. So I've been online since 2009, but I started my business in 2015, and selling digital products was a huge instrumental way that I was able to grow my audience, grow my business, and ultimately quit my job. So I've literally sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of digital products. I've sold everything from like $7 ebooks to like $1,000 or multi-$1,000 training courses. So I've run the gamut. I know a lot about digital products, so trust me on that. But not only do I know a lot, I've made a lot of mistakes. So luckily for you, I've made the mistakes so that you don't have to. So if you're brand new to this online game and you really want to start getting into selling digital products, have no fear. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in order to sell digital products online as a newbie. Let's get into it. Okay, the first and most crucial step that you have to take as a newbie, and really as an experienced online entrepreneur, is you have to make something your audience wants. I'll say that again. You have to make something that your audience actually wants. I cannot tell you how many, not only newbies make this mistake, but even experienced online entrepreneurs. This is so important. And I was really fortunate because the first digital product I ever made, which was an ebook, came directly from what my audience at the time was expressing that they wanted. So I didn't even have a big audience at the time, but I threw a very small event in Dallas, Texas. So at the time I had moved from Washington, D.C. to Dallas, Texas. I was really nervous about throwing an event because I was like, I don't know anybody in this city. You know, what if it's a flop? So I ended up partnering with someone who was local to the city, and then we threw the event together. And at the event, because at the time I was doing more life coaching and personal development work, you know, I was giving my speeches and doing my activities. And this was around Thanksgiving 2014. And so I was asking everyone what their New Year's goals were and what they, you know, the big dreams that they had for 2015. And I was really surprised because literally all of the responses I got said something to the effect of, I'm actually really scared to set goals this year because I've set goals in the past and it fell through and I wasn't able to stick with it. And I just really wish that, you know, someone could teach me how to actually set goals that I'll achieve. They literally all said this at the event, and this was like 30 women in my session at this event. So that got my wheels turning, and so I went home, and from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas 2014, I furiously wrote, designed, packaged. I created this whole ebook all on my own, and then in January I released it, and that was my first ever digital product. And I was so proud of myself because I made a whole $500, but you couldn't tell me nothing because I could not believe that people actually gave me money for something that I literally just had in my head and put down on paper. So that is the power of making something that your audience actually wants. I didn't sit down and say, oh, I wonder what kind of digital product I could sell. No, I gave people exactly what they were asking for, and I was able to make my first few $100 online doing that. And going along with number one, which was build something that your audience actually wants, number two is build up a small audience first. So I had a very small audience, but I did have an audience. And a mistake that I see a lot of newbies make is they're in such a rush to get online and to make money and to, you know, package their knowledge and to be this big, successful online entrepreneur that they don't even spend time cultivating an audience. And I'll tell you, an audience is more valuable than a perfectly packaged product, literally. I would rather have an audience of loyal fans and no products than a ton of wonderful products but absolutely no audience. So for me, I built up my audience over time. As I said, I've been online since 2009. I had no idea what I was doing at that time, but I wasn't selling anything. I was just blogging about personal development and my goals and graduating college and just all these things that I was into. And so I developed a small audience. And when I say a small audience, I'm talking about a few hundred people. In fact, I had a friend who told me that I needed to create an email list. And I was like, why? I'm already blogging, I'm already tweeting, why would I do that? But I'm so grateful that that she told me to do that, because just to listen to her, I was like, okay, fine. I started to collect names and email addresses and do the whole lead magnet and freebie thing. I won't get into that into this video, but if you want to know more about that, I have other videos on this channel that talk about how to create freebies, how to grow your lists, etc. But anyway, I did that and I was able to grow a small audience of about 600 people on my email list. I think I had maybe like 1,000 people following me on Twitter, because I was really into Twitter at the time. A few hundred people following me on Facebook. So, you know, it wasn't much. I think my website was getting 500 to 100 hits a day, but it was enough in order to make my first product sale. So you don't need a lot, but you do need somebody, because the last thing you want to do is launch a digital product to a completely, you know, empty crowd, right? So do focus on cultivating that audience, even if it's really small, before you launch your digital product. All right, the third secret to selling digital products online as a newbie is to partner up. So in the first point, when I was talking about making something your audience wants, remember I said I partnered with someone who was local to Dallas, Texas when I was hosting that event in Dallas, because I didn't know anyone in Dallas and I knew they might have a small audience and we could partner together. They brought the audience, I brought the expertise. So whether you're doing events in person or online, you definitely want to partner with your peers when you are just getting started. I'm kind of amazed at how overlooked this strategy is, because I was able to parlay this for several years to continue to grow my audience, which is what I talked about in point number 2. So find someone who's kind of on the same level as you, maybe who does something similar to you. They don't have to do exactly what you do. In fact, it's actually better if they don't. The person that I partnered with in Dallas, Texas was like a natural hair care blogger. So I partnered with her. She talked about the beauty stuff and I talked about the personal development stuff, and we were able to host a small event of about 30 to 40 women. So partner with people, whether it's a webinar, podcast, something, so that you can combine both of your small audiences, and it's even better for you and you can sell your digital product. Here's a hint. You can even sell a joint digital product with the person that you're partnering with. Okay, I have more tips, but before I get into it, I want to hear from you. Do you have a digital product idea that you want to share online? Ooh, do tell. Share in the comments below. All right, my fourth tip is to keep it simple, all right? Keep it simple, sister, or keep it simple, mister. But keep it simple. So my first digital products were things that I created myself. I did not hire fancy graphic designers. I did not have a videographer shooting my videos. I literally used the webcam on my laptop. I used Pages in Mac. If you have a Mac, Pages is kind of like Word, but I think it's better because it's kind of more design friendly. But that first ebook, actually, I designed the entire thing in Mac Pages myself. I found stock photos online. I found some cool fonts to make it look good. I just did what I thought would appeal to me and what would appeal to my audience using the limited skills that I have. So understand that when it comes to a digital product, the most important thing is the information or the content that you are providing to your end user. So don't get all caught up in thinking that everything has to be perfectly produced. It doesn't. Just do the best that you can. Make it look presentable. You know, you want to do a good job in the sense that it's something nice to look at. You can use tools like Canva to design different things. Most cameras, even the cameras on your phone, are really high quality. So do high quality, but high quality is not hard to do, because with today's technology, it's very easy to do it even if you have limited experience or you're not a professional. But do keep it simple. If you're going to make some sort of video course, keep it very simple. Just record your slides or just record yourself on an iPhone and call it a day. If you're going to do an ebook, just, you know, write it and then design it and make it look good in Canva or something like that. Or you can even pay people, you know, you can find outsourcers on places like Fiverr in order to do some of the heavy lifting for you when it comes to getting that design work done. But whatever you do, keep it simple. All right, my fifth tip for selling digital products online as a newbie is to manage your expectations. Or, as the Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. Seriously, this is something that a lot of newbies do that really kills their momentum before they get started. They see all of these gurus online who are posting these six-figure launches and, oh, I sold $10,000 worth of this ebook, I sold this course and I made $200,000 in 72 hours. And I'm not dismissing that. I mean, I've done, you know, high 5 figures in a matter of hours selling digital products online, so it can happen. But what those gurus don't tell you is that there's a lot that goes behind the scenes. In fact, I was actually a part of someone's $1 million launch as an affiliate, and I mean, there were lots of expenses. I'd say that they probably spent a few $100,000 just in expenses in terms of affiliate, tools, employees, Facebook ads just to get to those big, $1 million or $2 million launches. So understand that when you're seeing those big numbers, it doesn't come without things that are going on behind the scenes that you don't realize. So you really need to manage your expectations and be really happy with the first initial sales that you got. Like I said, when I made my first $500, I could not believe it. You should have saw how I went into work the next day. I was like, I don't need this job. I don't need this job. You can't tell me anything. I made $500 last night. I didn't say that to anybody, but I had those thoughts running in my head because I was feeling myself. Your girl made $500 on her own from an ebook. Can you believe it? So you want to keep that energy. You want to keep that attitude when you first sell your digital product, because those initial customers, guess what? They'll buy more from you. And that's what happened to me. So that first 500 turned into $1,000 when I launched my next digital product. And that $1,000 turned into, I think it was $4,500 when I launched my next digital product. And then from there, I was able to have my first $10,000 month. And then from there, it just snowballed until I was able to do, multi-5-figure months and ultimately quit my job. But I would have never gotten to that level had I not managed my expectations and been very grateful for that very small start. All right, so these are some of my best tips in order to sell digital products online as a newbie. But if you're still struggling to come up with that digital product idea, or you're not actually sure what your audience wants, I actually recommend that you check out my free Irresistible Course Idea Workbook. So you can go through this workbook to literally come up with an irresistible course, digital product, masterclass, ebook. You really can use it for any type of digital product, but it is both a workbook and a guidebook and a checklist that's really going to help you make sure that the digital product you're creating is something that people actually want and is something that will actually sell. So you can go ahead and get that at CourtneyLSanders.com/course idea. So that's all one word. CourtneyLSanders.com/course idea all together in order to download that free workbook. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when my next video comes out. And if you want more before my next video comes out, make sure you are subscribed to my podcast, which is The Courtney Sanders Show. You can just search that on both iTunes and Spotify in order to access that podcast. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. I give a ton of tips on my Instagram. I think you really like my profile if you follow me, so go ahead and follow me over there at CourtneyLSanders, and I'll see you in the next video.